I really wish I had hair and makeup to sort of make me look pretty. This lighting is so friggin' harsh. Oh well. Truth be told, I'm not a Swifty. I do not dig through her liner notes looking for Easter eggs. I'm not one to comb TikTok and Insta looking for more and more Tay Tay knowledge and stories and messages. I am most defo a fanboy, an elderly fanboy, who has benefited and grown from her words and music, her strength, and just her being who she is. Even for an old man, you can learn to believe, I can learn to believe, my interior life matters. Thank you, Taylor. Your words are universal for all of us. Let me lay out how I got here. I guess we all have a story of how we got there regarding Taylor and all of it. Back in 2008, that fall, her album Fearless was launched. I knew her music a little bit from the previous album, and I was kind of charmed by it. I liked her voice. I liked the music. It was something I listened to. I bought that album. I bought Fearless on iTunes. I still have it. It's been following me around for, all the different computers I've had. So, yeah, I bought it. I was struck by her. I was struck by a lot of it, but Fearless. Fearless in the song Love Story that holds so much of my most painful memories, that holds so much of what went on in my life, ending in 2008 and going forward to now. December of 2008, Donna was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and told she had 6 months to live. She lived for 3.5 years. Love Story was on repeat for me. In my mind, in my heart, it was our story, especially this stanza. Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. All there's left to do is run. You will be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby. Just say yes. I was Donna's caregiver. I wanted to take her away from her forthcoming death. I wanted us to be a prince and a princess. I failed. She died. And still in my life, even today, I want to take her away. I want her story to be told so she lives. Our story to be heard. My story to have meaning. Yet I remain inconsequential. Somehow stuck in this emotional amber that I'm in, this grief. Donna does not. She's not stuck. She's alive in me. This is from Love Story, and it brings tears to my eyes. It even did today. And I was crying on the stairs, begging you not to go. I was begging the universe not to let her go. How'd that work out? Taylor Swift is Time Magazine's Person of the Year, as if you didn't know. There was an article by Dan Lansky in Time Magazine that grabbed me by the throat and held me. The link is before, if any of you not read it. Like, wow, I'd be surprised if nobody read it. I do not have to unwind, deconstruct, tear apart details within that article about her life, about her music, about all of that. You all know how each and every one of you can sing her songs from memory, all her songs, all of the details of her journey. You know it by heart, her ups, her downs, the gaslighting, the mistreatment, the betrayals, and on and on and on. You know that. That's in the article. It's laid out beautifully. It's a great article. Through it all, she survived and thrived. All of it documented in her poetry, in her words, in her life. All of it speaks loudly to me. Survive to tell my story. She survived to tell her story. When she relates, preparing for the Eras tour, she said this: every day I would run on the treadmill singing the entire set list. out loud. Fast for fast songs, and a jog or a fast walk for slow songs. But what the? You all know that. It was new to me. I heard less about the training and her doing that, and more about commitment to her art. What you do to commit to your art, to achieve your story, to tell it. That's what she did. And I failed at doing that. I have failed objectively to do that well. Early on, after Donna died, I wrote a memoir, Donna, a photo memoir of love and loss. There's a link below to the blog and about the book if you're curious. It was part of our story. To be told, it was my way to heal. But there's still more to be told. I'm in the throes of taking a novella I wrote and turning it into a novel. It's hard. And I feel unmotivated. I'm being tossed between my life is over, which, hey, you can figure that shit out. And that is the theme of the novel. And the other part of it, who gives a flying rat's ass about me, my writing, or my dead and rotting corpse? Hopefully, some of you will care about Donna. All of this does not bode well for Donna's story that I want to tell, for my story, for me being a storyteller, for me believing what's inside me has value, if for nobody else but myself. I'm old, broken, widowed, and isolated. The working title of the new book is called Age of Invisible, and there's a link also below for the prologue of the book in case you're curious. Yet in spite of me and my journey and how useless it is, or I feel it is, I see how Taylor was canceled many times. How she felt lost. She grieved for what was lost. I learned in the article that there was a note from Paul McCartney hanging in her bathroom with a Beatles quote. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. I've heard that 1,000 times. I grew up on that music. That was part of it. Yet, knowing that Taylor has it, knowing that that's part of her and what carried her, I can revisit that. I can bring it into me. I can take my broken wings for now through this understanding, through Taylor, through whatever is going on, whatever you want to call it, through all of this, that quote became new as she became new to me. I've always believed that my grief wound, that horrible wound I carried early on, and that's still there, allows light in, allows light to enter me. And I think right now, Taylor is part of that light. If I haven't said it before and you haven't figured it out, I'm broken, old, widowed, isolated, hardly a Swifty demographic. I am the least likely to be seen as a Swifty. But she and her music is re-energizing my desire to tell the final chapter of my story, to tell the final chapter of Donna and I, and wanting to tell it, no matter its value to others. It's my story. It's Donna's story. When I'm ashes, that's when our story is closed. I have no legacy. Only this story, only my story. Taylor's words and music, what I've learned from her, what I've understood, will help carry me to finish that story. If you get this far in the video, and I am not beyond begging, seriously, I have no shame. At some point, share this hard if you would. If you know anyone who is anywhere near Taylor's world, her connections, share this. Please, if you can. And I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it because I believe that since I'm outside the demographic of her world, of her audience, of all of you, she might find it interesting that even a broken old man in the throes of grief finds inspiration and hope in her words and life. That my grief wound is letting her light in and helping me. Peace out.